Hello everybody, welcome to Tokyo. This is Akihabara, and today we're going to be discussing, and by we mean he, Easter in Japan. And why it hasn't taken off at all, comparably. Because, you know, Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's Day is huge in Japan. What happened to Easter? Like today's Easter, by the way, happy Easter everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter to you guys and to you, John, and to your family. Happy Easter. It's Easter weekend. It's a beautiful day here in Tokyo.
It is, we do. Blue skies, look at that. It's
Totally
absolutely stunning.
Yesterday was dodgy. The past several days, dodgy. And it's chilly, actually. There's still a bit of a chill in the air.
That's right. It's a little bit chilly. Got a sweater on.
Yeah. But it is Easter, as John mentioned. It's Easter here. It's Easter where you guys are as well, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Why is Easter not a big deal here in Japan like it is with the other holidays? You know, when Christmas is starting, it's like a month or two before Christmas, and they've already got all the decorations up around Tokyo and around Japan.
Yeah, let's go. Halloween starts at the end of summer. I started to see, like, what? Yeah. What? Like, September 1st hits, and you start seeing jack-o'-lanterns, ghosts and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, hold your horses. But just this Easter holiday hasn't come up, and I've got 3 points that I think contribute to the fact that Easter is not big here. One of them being the way that Easter is not on one specific day. It can be in April or in March, and it can be in April. Right. Yeah. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. You guys are a streamer or something?
Yeah, streaming. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Enjoy Japan.
Thank you.
He doesn't know we live here.
Sorry.
Yeah, Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
So the first reason is that it's not on a specific day.
Right. This is true.
Like Christmas is on the 25th of December. Halloween's on the 31st of October. Easter is...
It can fall within March, and it can fall into April.
Exactly.
So it's hard to pinpoint the actual date for Easter. Maybe that's throwing off the Japanese. I don't know.
It could also be because of the marketing. We all know what Christmas means to, and Halloween in that sense to the Japanese. It's basically a commercial holiday. Christmas has none of the spirit behind it that I miss so dearly at this time of year. Right. It's beautiful here. Don't get me wrong. The illuminations, they're great. You know, Japan's great at lighting up areas of this
the Japanese
country.
They've romanticized Christmas. It's a very important day for lovers, for couples, and the
24th is affectionately called
what is it?
Xmas Eve.
Yeah. So if you don't have a date on December 24th, you're dead in the water. So you have to.
Hey John, how you doing?
So it's an important date, more so than Christmas Day even. So it's a very, very important part of Japanese young couples culture. But they also love the gift part of it, gift giving, gift receiving. And backing up a bit to the Halloween, you know why Halloween is so huge here?
Because of the kids? Cosplay?
Yeah, cosplay.
Ah, right. Well, you could dress up as an Easter bunny. I'm surprised there's no rabbits. Peter Rabbit, come on.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, so there's Easter just kind of gets a washover, and we're here to change that.
Well, I'm not. The second reason is because in Japan, in April, there's so many, and in March, there's so many spring holidays. Also, it gets lost in the fact that April 1st starts the new year in Japan. So school starts on April 1st, spring holidays are finished, and because you can't pinpoint the exact day that Easter takes place, it's very hard to do any kind of celebrations with all the other stuff going on. Kids start school April 1st, businesses start the new year April 1st. A lot of people will move from location to location on April 1st, so it's a really chaotic time.
So they
not
lose
the best.
The reason for the season, John.
Yes. How do you compete with the cherry blossoms? You gonna do Easter egg hunts in the trees or something? I don't know.
Don't ask Jesus that.
Well, that's true. It's true.
But yeah, Easter it kind of gets overlooked here. But see the zero tolerance. We're going to change that. We're going to start with these Easter donuts.
Nothing says Easter like a sugar rush. We did go to the Jack in the Box, Peter's favorite donut shop. Is that your number 3? Because you asked for number 3.
Yeah.
I wanted a number 2.
You want? Oh, you can grab.
The other one a number 2. There's a third one, isn't there?
Here's the third one.
All
So
right.
these are the Galaxy. They call these the Galaxy donuts.
Because Easter is out of sight.
Yeah.
They look like Easter eggs, don't they? I mean, sort of, in color.
Let's flip it around for a second here.
We can get it in the sunlight so it starts to melt as well.
Yeah. Can you flip it?
Yeah. Flip it real good. There you go.
So this is the Galaxy donut. Oh, I can see Uranus.
Oh, stop it. Look at this coming
This is
in.
more colorful.
This is coming in two waves, right at the camera. Okay.
Third rock.
All right, enough of that. I don't think it worked out very good.
So this is from Jack in the Donuts. These are it's quite a popular stand there near Yodobashi Camera here in Akihabara.
Yeah, they're all tourists. They're standing in line.
Right.
Like everybody, nobody looked. Well, I shouldn't say that because they just didn't look Japanese, but
Can I take a bite?
you can. Hold on. All right, do it.
All right, here we go. It's just a simple cake donut. The icing's a bit waxy.
It's waxy.
Yeah,
That could be good.
it's not great, and it's hollow. What the hell?
What?
Look at that hollow.
These donuts cost like $3 for
I
one.
know.
Boy, they got us in this one.
Yeah. Well, I actually
that
have-
Jack in the Box, you only get one. That brulee. Never deviate. They have the crepe brulee donut. Don't get it. It's just not good. It's dry.
I got the brulee.
Oh, you
Let's
did?
show 'em, yeah.
No, stop it. You said you're taking me to get a blue bottle coffee.
We are, but as we walk, I'll show you the cream brulee.
All right, this is the center of Akihabara. I guess it'd be the center because this is Chuodori. I wanted to give you the third reason really quickly. So the first reason is it doesn't fall on any specific particular day. The second reason is that April and March have so many other holidays, including the end of the fiscal year and the start of the school year. There's so many things that are going on already. And the third reason is that it's just the religious aspect of it is just kind of deep. I think more so than in terms of marketing for Christmas and Halloween. Of course, very
Right,
little.
right.
What do you think about that third point? It seems a little weak to me.
What's that?
That point seems a little weak to me.
Which was I didn't
So the
hear.
religious aspect
Okay,
of it, because
well-
of Christmas, it's
Right,
quite a
right,
religious holiday.
Well, so it's kind of an interesting argument there because Christmas, obviously, for us Christians, it's an enormously important time of year. But so is Easter, equally as important. It could be argued it's even more important. There's not a lot of Christianity here in Japan, and that all ended, back in the mid 1500s when Christianity was introduced. The shogun was not having any of that.
Tokugawa?
Yeah. Well, Nobunaga, he was actually embracing it. This has been this like the mid 1540s or so.
Hold on a second. Just a quick plug. This man right here has made an incredible video. Oh, hold on. On the motorcycle show. You might want to check that out on his channel. The link is
Yes,
in the
please.
description.
Please check the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. 2023 Tokyo Motorcycle Show was 2 weekends ago, and I just released the edited video of it, and it's rocking right now. Please check it out. It's about an hour long. Covered the whole show.
Mostly ladies, less motorcycles. Or is it?
The opposite.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Thumbnail showed a different picture though.
Well, that's just to attract people like you.
I see. I did click.
It's a nice show. So please check it out. Even if you're not into bikes, it's an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, you always do a good job with the introduction with all your special effects and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part. Yeah.
All right, so Akihabara again. So those are the 3 points. Now, let's say you do come to Japan and you want to get into that Easter spirit. You could try this Jack in the Box donuts, the Galaxy ones. But as you saw, they taste like wax. I couldn't even finish mine. What you could do is there are a lot of Christian churches. I wouldn't say a lot, but there are many Christian churches throughout Tokyo. And even in the prefectural capitals around Japan, there's usually one or two. And a lot of them will hold their own Easter egg hunts, but they do not publicize them. You literally have to call them. Thankfully, most of them speak English, so you can find somebody who will be able to give you information on it. And there are other expat families in here, or Japanese families that know the traditions, lived in America or in Europe, and do their own Easter egg hunts.
And usually it is us, the foreigners living here, who kind of introduce to the local communities. Like I did the same when my son was a toddler. I organized Easter egg hunts in our local park, and they loved it. All the families came, and they're not exposed to it, but they love it when they find out about it, and they ask for it year after year. But you're right. Some of the churches will have this. Families within the church will do it, but they don't advertise it.
Right.
So you have to really know somebody, or you got to do it yourself. Or
do it
search
yourself.
for it. Yeah.
And that's the second thing I was going to add here. So if you don't want to go to the church to do the Easter egg hunts, you could actually do it yourself. And there's a couple of websites that we're promoting. Where'd you go? That we're promoting this by giving the location of parks in certain city areas, so you could go and hide your Easter eggs.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, you could do it yourself. And I remember how Easter for me being an age of chocolate and sugar highs and
I feel
very
bad.
dangerous.
I haven't really passed that on to Joji. Will you do that with?
We didn't this year. We don't give him chocolate. Kanai refuses to give him chocolate.
Give him other stuff like hard-boiled eggs, colored eggs,
tofu. She likes to give him tofu. You could shape it like an egg. It's very malleable. That's malleable. That's a word. Look it up. This is a very famous scene in Akihabara, as you got the is that the Sobu line above going across? It's just there's that eyesore in the center called the Gigo, which is the old Sega building. It just doesn't look quite the same, does it?
Look at the sign. It's peeling off there.
They need to do some major renovations here. Michael Sasano's in the house. Happy Easter. Thank you, buddy. We're going to go to Vending Machine now. And Rainer Loves Japan is here for us. Thank you, guys. And look at that. It looks like Godzilla's inside trying to bust his way out. I didn't notice that damage before. What do you think that is?
It looks like they're covering a sign. Maybe that was a Sega sign or something.
Maybe. Could be. Something. It is. I think it's time to do something with that.
Are we gonna go?
Where is it?
Go by the horror.
We got to cross
show?
the street again.
Well, the horror show place is down there. If you wanted to
Where's
go by
the coffee?
there. Coffee's over there. Let's go down here and we'll cross over there.
All right, let's go down here and cross over there, and we're gonna ask people what should we do. Peter, I don't know. Why do you want to go to the Vending Machine House of Horror?
I like scary stuff.
It's Halloween,
Creepy.
not Christmas. It's Easter, not Halloween. We want bunnies.
Bill?
We should have gone to Ueno Zoo. Is it crossing here?
Dead bunnies.
All right, you guys tell us. You can vote right now. Should we go to see the Vending Machine of Horrors or go get some coffee? I'm hoping you say coffee because they want some coffee. But...
Give us 1,000 likes if you want coffee. 2,000
I
if you want
stopped
the House
asking
of
for
Horrors.
likes pretty much. I just thought people got tired of that.
Asking for likes.
But it sometimes works. Yeah, if you give us a like.
I'm not asking for money, just likes.
So I saw YouTubers asking for money, like flat out, super chat me coffee money. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. It was in the title of this live stream. Oh, ridiculous. Why would you do that? The what? Onoden?
Onoden-kun.
Onoden-kun. Bradshaw Studios in the house. How you doing? All right, we got the sandwich vending machine coming up as well. Oh, me and Matt Alt. Do you know Matt? Have you met Matt Alt before?
I've heard of you talk of him. I think I saw him on your stream walking through
Yeah,
here,
really
right?
great guy. He's a Japanology guy on NHK. Really good guy. We did a live stream here promoting his book. He's knows a lot about the history of this stuff.
What do you mean he's on Japanology? Because I'm one of the narrators for Japanology. I never met him.
Are you serious? You don't know Matt Alt? You're one of the narrators. He's
He must
I
be
don't know,
on there occasionally.
second fiddle to that other guy, Peter Barracon.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I did some of the voiceover for Japanology.
Really?
In fact, I'm doing one next week.
Interesting. Well, I don't think Matt's been on it for a while. This is the this is the other Sega, old Sega building here. You can see it's changed to karaoke, which is also kind of sad.
Tunnel escalator.
There's two of them there. Yeah, there's another one in front of the Akihabara station. Barracon. He's also an author, I believe. I think for that show you have to be an author. I gotta write a book. There was talk of me being a reporter on the show, but I really don't want to do it. I've tried to talk with Matt. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. So Matt, how much do they pay you for that gig? He's like, he told me, and I was like, thank you. Generosity,
Pockets.
kindness.
Well, let's not talk about that.
That's not talking about that. Everything else is fair game. If you have any questions, you can let us know. Now, going back to the topic of Easter, you will see if you do go to the supermarkets and the stores in the local areas, there are some places where Easter is very much at the forefront, and that is in the confection business. And you start to see it around the end of February, right after on Valentine's Day. You'll start to see some spring pastel-colored. Well, the companies will just deck out their marketing in a little bit of an Easter color to give it a little bit of a. The biggest offender, can I say offender? The biggest one is probably Kit Kat. So they had some sort of Easter egg Kit Kat. Every year they sort of have some sort of new campaign going on here. I think this year was the caramel, banana caramel Easter egg ones. I'm not sure. They always have some weird couples. They had an apple pie one not too long ago as well, with Easter eggs on it. But you can see it's just basically the wrapping around the packaging. There's no special taste to a lot of the confections. Like the choco pies from Lotte will just be choco pies. They'll just have an Easter bunny on it.
Right.
Oh, you want to get that out now? With the beautiful smell of the canal. It smells like
it does.
Davy's
nice
locker.
Compliment to my creme brulee.
Hold on, let me zoom in there.
You're getting some refractions from the sun.
I am. Well,
the
don't move it
crystallized
so fast. Give us some cool voiceover action.
This is the creme brulee from Jack and the Donuts.
Somebody jacked in your donut. All that cream in there. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
It's been jacked. It's full of, yeah. But this is part of their corporate creed. Is the Jack and the Donuts is their signature creme brulee donut. So if you're going to a Yodobashi camera in Akihabara,
that's
right
the one to get. That's the only one that I would recommend because the other one just tastes nasty.
show what's inside.
Kelvin, it was too much TMI. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Yeah, see what I mean? If you're gonna go for it,
Go for it.
you go for the best one. Don't go. Yeah, it's got a really good custard, like a vanilla custard, right?
Yeah, not too
Very
sweet.
good. Not too sweet? Are you kidding me?
This one is not. It's not. Yeah, it's kind of it's been tailored to the Japanese palate, which is always kind of semi-sweet. It's rare to get something super sweet.
It's not a bear claw,
Take a bite.
but I'm not gonna take a bite. You just took a bite. I don't know
on
where
the
you've
other
been.
side.
Well, I do know where you've been. You just got back from an island, didn't you?
Yeah. We were in Bali. One bite? Third bite.
Well, you said you had Bali belly. You were sick. I don't know what it was you had.
It was Delhi belly.
Delhi belly? You get that in India. That's what New Delhi.
Oh.
I know because I.
Well, no wonder I was
I've
sick
had
for
that.
3 days. I got
Is it
Delhi belly from
It's
Bali.
Bali belly. What did you eat? What was it that did it?
I don't know,
Soup
but
or-
listen to this. So,
Were you eating street food there?
yeah, we did.
Oh.
Some really good street food. So we're on our flight home. We're on Garuda. And
You flew Garuda?
yeah, it's a direct flight from Tokyo. Joji's, he's like, I don't feel very good. And so he went into the restroom and he lost his lunch.
Oh man.
Well, then he comes back to his seat, and there's 4 seats. There's a man, Japanese man, sitting on the end, and then it's Joji, my wife, and me. And Joji's just kind of like this. He's like, do you have some soda or something? I need to burp.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, so I went back and I got him a bottle of Sprite. Comes back, sits down. I sit down and give it to him, and he drinks. And a few minutes later, I look over at him, and he's like, I gotta show him, take my glasses off for the full effect. He's like, his eyes just get massive, and he just vomited all over the place. And it was
Did you have the bag?
Well, that's the thing.
Goruda doesn't have them?
Well, they did, but I'm like, get a vomit bag. And I tried opening it. It's perforated at the top, but you tear that off, and it's still completely sealed.
What the hell?
It's like scissors to cut it open. So it was just an
Can't you open it like a
nightmare.
bag of chips? You know, the top, you rip the
I tried that too. And they're like, oh, get the bag. And he's like, this is just coming out. And
Where's
guy,
Satrio? He's from Indonesia. He can complain. Satrio.
the man next to him was just looking straight ahead. He never left his seat and just stayed right there.
Despite the smell?
Well, it didn't. The thing is, it was all like pop. It was all soda because he had already lost the lunch.
Oh.
But it was so frustrating with that bag.
I think I've lost my appetite. Thanks for the story. Well timed.
So if you guys go on Garuda, make sure you prepare your bags ahead of time.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh, is this where you park your bike?
Yeah.
This area. Where's the brew bottle? Don't they have an entrance where I think the signal will get lost inside of there. So the vending machine House of Horrors is right there. It hasn't changed at all. Right there. I think it's even for rent because no one wants it. They should tear that place down. Yeah, I'm tired of it. Yeah, I am.
It'll be back there again. Those are your most popular videos.
No, it's not. Not anymore. We did that like 5 years ago. I thought it was going to be temporary. It's still there. It literally smells. It's a literal eyesore for this neighborhood. Poor people. The sandwich vending machine is still here for anybody who wants to know. And they've actually added in oden because they know in Akihabara this is very famous canned oden in the vending machines. So they went ahead and said, hey, let's just also add that in there. So this is new to that experience.
I don't know. Have you tried the canned oden?
Yeah, it's not.
I can't imagine it being any good.
The problem, the reason why I wouldn't buy that one is it's not heated. The other ones have heaters, so I would probably hold off buying it there. Especially after the Joji story, thank you. I can feel that, the way you explained it. Bulging eyes, I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's...
And then Kyoko got all angry with him. I told you to go, if you're not feeling good, go to the toilet.
Well, he's just a kid, he doesn't know.
He's 13, he should know if he's...
Oh, really?
He knew the first time he went to the
Well, that's
toilet.
true. Well, how old do you have to be to know? I don't...
It's like, oh man.
So this is the old Manseibashi Bridge. It's one of the most, I guess, it's not well known because there used to be a massive station here, and that station has been demolished. It was the biggest, was it? One of the biggest stations in Tokyo. And the 1923 earthquake took it out, and they didn't repair it.
They reused the stones actually that.
Right.
From the earthquake, the demolished parts rebuilt the bridge.
Right, and you can kind of go inside of here. They didn't actually ever get rid of the ruins. Instead, they built a business inside of it. This is where it is. Your brew bottle.
Yeah.
I need a coffee ASAP. What?
Well, I was here like a month ago, and they were.
Is that it? This vacant building?
It was
a month ago. They wouldn't just. Can someone check online? Is there still a brew bottle here? You know who? I had my first blue bottle like a few weeks ago with Matt. Matt Alt introduced me to Blue Bottle. Is that where it was?
Yeah.
A lot of these businesses are out of business. Wasn't there another? There was another craft coffee place, I think.
Very odd, man. Because they had the sign up. They were like,
Yeah. Was there another place that we can go? All right, let's get out of here. Oh, you know what? There's one over here. There's a Starbucks. You want a Starbucks then? Well, you told me for the blue bottle. There's no blue bottle here. What other choice do you got?
vending machine coffee.
Do you prefer vending machine coffee over Starbucks?
Well, here's a coffee place right here. Suragaya Coffee. They don't know how to spell coffee. But
Yeah, they did spell it wrong. Looks like a izakaya.
yeah, you're right.
I think they spelled it wrong because it's not a coffee. Alright, this is turning into the misadventures. This all started when you told us Joji's Yakin story. Alright, let's get back onto the topic let's get back onto the topic of Easter a little bit because it is an Easter holiday. What have you been doing? What do you do on your Easter typically? Because I have to be honest, after moving here, the first few years I did try to make an effort
To go to church or
yeah, to try to celebrate it, and I just kind of gave up.
well, I have too. And I've gotten really lethargic. Even with Christmas, I mean, I set up the tree with. Actually, I don't even set up the tree. I take down the tree.
Who sets up the tree?
My wife and son, and
Really?
and some neighbors come over. Some Japanese neighbors who really love
Put
doing
tinsel
it.
on it? Oh, you got a nice tree.
It's one of those collapsible type. But you're kind of immersed in the local culture. It kind of loses its luster a little bit, and you really got to make an effort. You kind of have to make an effort to keep it alive. And I've failed with that. Like especially with Easter, there's no like Easter basket or candy or anything.
Right, I can't find Easter baskets with the plastic green grass.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you have to make an effort to look for it. I'm sure you can find it, like Costco or something.
No, we were just there a couple days ago. I didn't find it. I was looking. Oh, we can cross over here.
Over there.
There's the Starbucks on the corner there.
Yeah, I can do $1. That's fine.
No blue bottle. I still can't believe it. Anybody? We got some people watching. Has anybody scoped this out? Somebody probably. So we got the Sobu line going by there. Yeah, this is Ogawa Machi, which is another station that connects very close to Akihabara. You don't actually have to get off at Akihabara to be in the neighborhood to walk around. Sometimes you can save time just getting off the train and walk in the couple hundred meters to Akihabara instead of waiting for a change in train. Ogawa Machi is one of those stations. Iwamoto-cho on the Toei Shinjuku line.
Also Okachimachi.
Oh, Okachimachi. Yeah, you can get off at Okachimachi and it's about a
Cool little area.
10-15 minute walk to get to Akihabara. Asakusabashi as well. Just follow the Sobu line over if you're on the Asakusa line.
Well, and Okachimachi is where the Ameyokucho is, the walking street, right?
Oh, right.
Shopping street.
This is the area where Meiji University is. There's a bunch of universities in the area. Some of the best Juntendo. There's some very good medical universities here.
I was thinking Tendon.
Jutendo. They're very famous for medical research and stuff. So when I had some sort of weird pain, I went there because I knew that the clinical doctors, they 99.9% of the stuff that they see is like the common cold, where you shouldn't even be going into the doctors. Right.
So what did they diagnose it as?
They said, "Oh, you'll
Syphilis?
be okay." They gave me some powder and said, "Just relax." So then I went to Juntendo and they said that I had some very bad gas or something.
All sick. I spent a week or two with
I think it has something to do with similar to your Bali belly. Japan has really great food and it's pretty safe, but sometimes there's a like a ramen shop that might not be so reputable.
Right.
This stuff could really kick your butt. I've had food poisoning quite a bit in Japan.
I've had it twice, and one of it was from Moss Burger, of all places.
That's odd.
Yeah, and I haven't been back since.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
So, it feels like there's coffee around
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Starbucks is right on the corner. There's a couple of holdouts with the cherry blossoms, but for the most part, Sakura is done. That's a Soma Yoshino tree with the blossoms are all out now.
Funny, we were just talking about that. Look at the name of this place.
Well, what is it? What?
The name of this building.
Water ass? Water ass. What? Why are we talking such nasty stuff on this live stream? Before we started this.
Mine was just for the purposes of protecting people.
Well, before we started
You
this live
ran with it
stream,
like
before we started
regular
this live,
O.J. Simpson.
before we started the live stream, we were talking about. I couldn't think of the name of the movie where Tommy Lee was on Uranus, and
They couldn't get him off
Brad
there.
Pitt had to go and get him.
Right.
Right, his dad was on Uranus for the longest time, hiding out there.
Yeah. As you would.
And we had this discussion for a very long time, but eventually Brad Pitt and I found his father on Uranus, and
Got him off of there.
no, he's wanted to stay. I can't remember. What was the name of that movie?
Astra, something?
Astro Boy.
No,
Is he watching?
Astra or something like that.
Oh, I don't remember.
That was a decent movie. Here's the Two Upriders.
Was it
Having a good
Uranus?
time?
I'm pretty sure it was Uranus.
It wasn't mine.
No, the planet.
Oh.
Uranus is what they should pronounce it Uranus.
I
It
prefer
could
the
lead
other
to.
way.
Well, of course you do.
Looks like is this coffee? It's one of those old school coffee shops. Where's this Starbucks? you were talking
Cappuccetto. It was
about?
on the corner right there.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Of course it is. I only know the nice one. I avoid the one in Akihabara like the plague.
Yeah.
It's small, dark.
Loaded with tourists.
No, but it is. Another thing that I wanted to talk about inside of that Akihabara building, the Yodobashi camera we started.
Yeah.
They've added in a bunch of new businesses. Some of them are quite interesting.
Inside the building, Yodobashi building?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like unrelated to electronics or what?
Unrelated to electronics. They have restaurants up on the 7th or 8th floor.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting. And they've added in some very intriguing places. I'll let you figure that out yourself, but I would highly recommend exploring that building more in detail.
Oh, check it out.
Yeah, this is the Ogawamachi.
Station.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we haven't seen each other for more than a month. March was March Madness for me. I'm sure it was for you too. But what's the latest with your channel? Do you have any new videos coming out, or what's been happening there?
Me? Well, the main the new channel just hit 250,000 subscribers. We just passed that a couple of days ago. So
Nice. Well, maybe
thanks
cool.
everybody. Yeah. This channel will pass 300,000 subscribers this month, so that's also very exciting.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
You might lose a few after all of this.
You
rain is
probably,
gone.
yeah. It's gonna take a couple more days, thanks to.
Wash out.
There's some milestones. The next video is one on a chicken farm. So right now they're culling all of the chickens, right?
What are they calling them?
They're culling them.
Oh,
They're
culling.
killing them,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Because of there's some sort of virus going on. So I'm hoping it wasn't me that gave it to them, but I was on a chicken farm filming down in Miyazaki, so I followed it from the farm and then I ate it.
Wow. So you knew it was the one that you were following?
No, I didn't go that
Okay.
deep into it. That'd be just
All right.
cruel. What kind of person would that make me? But it's a fascinating look at how Japan, even for chickens, does a really good job of raising them, because I've shown Wagyu so much. I thought chicken might be interesting this
Wait,
time.
chickens is huge here.
It's huge in Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Miyazaki's got beef, it's got pork, it's famous for everything, actually.
Yeah. I think it would be difficult. Have you ever been through like a vegetarian phase since you've lived here in Japan?
No?
Me neither. But I know lots of people who are strict vegetarians.
Wow.
And it's obviously not impossible, but there's so much pork, chicken, and beef here. And a lot of their food is prepared with the pork extract or whatever you call it, essence.
Right.
So strict vegetarians have a little bit of trouble with that, but
I think so.
yeah.
What do you want to drink? I can go and get it.
Yeah, I could. Just normal, a drip coffee would be nice.
Do you want to hold
Sure,
it then?
Sure. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that.
Watch your fingers there.
I'll do my best.
So people can hear me when I'm on the inside, so just keep that in mind.
All right, but you can't hear what I'm saying about you unless you play it back.
Coffee.
Normal coffee. You know I like my coffee, cream and sugar.
Really?
No, black. So, yeah, now's the chance for me to talk all about myself. Now that Killjoy is out of my hair, check out, as John mentioned, the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. For even if you're not interested in bikes, it's an interesting event there. It's annual. It's at the Tokyo Big Site, which is on Daiba, which is the reclaimed land part in Tokyo Bay. And it's just fun to see that the people, it's all bikers. People who are interested in bikes are there, tens of thousands of them, and just in cool exhibit spaces. So it's worth checking out. So that link I think is in this video, yeah, have a look. Back there every year. So up this way is Jinbocho. And Jinbocho is the popular books. You get books over there, and also the outdoor ski athletic stores and things over there. So yeah, nice place to walk around. Jason, hello. Yeah, thanks, Nico. Yeah, real. Okay.
We still have cola coffee. Do you want that?
I've never tried that. Cola coffee. Yeah, they've got some crazy expensive motorcycles there that are custom. They're made by a company called Moto Corse. They're a custom shop that they customize Ducatis. A couple of them are like
boring them with your motorcycle.
$200,000 bikes.
Are you serious?
You're saving for one of those, aren't you?
I like the one that I had at motorcycle school.
Yeah.
But that X400 was nice.
Which one did you prefer? The one that you rode in?
X400. No, that one
Really?
was nice.
Yeah.
Now the one from motorcycle school, it rides kind of like the teacher. You don't want to. You just kind of want to get away from that. Was it the CH?
It's like a sewing machine.
CH 350 or something. What was it?
The CB 400.
CB 400.
Yeah.
The X400 was better.
Actually, no, you were on the CB. You got the the license.
Hakodate.
Oh, no, you got the Chugatsu. Yeah, you're on the 400 CB 400
Yeah,
Honda.
and then we had for the main one, we had the 400X, the X400, which is a sweet ride.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was more fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I guess we could drink it here. There's a little table.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even at Starbucks, I found some cake that had kind of a spring feel to it, but they didn't market it as an Easter cake. They marketed it as like a spring cake because it.
Probably for corporate reasons. They can't say Easter, maybe.
No, that's not true because they say Christmas and everything. Christmas blend.
Maybe they license them. Little doggy.
Hey, little doggy. You don't license Christmas. Christmas is unlicensable.
Maybe that's what they're doing wrong. Imagine the money they could make if they licensed it.
Who, Santa? Santa's not in this for the money that I know of. Is he? Well, he apparently still uses wooden toys cutting down rainforest and Amazon to make his wooden blocks for little kids.
Is it Amazon or is it Finnish? Are they Finnish?
I don't know.
Norwegian tree.
Lappyland.
Where's the table?
Right here.
Table for two.
Hold on.
I really like this gimbal with the
the
telescoping. That's
OM6.
cool. Yeah. Okay.
There's a little ET neck going on here.
Nice. And you recently, your video that you just released a week ago or so is the oldest hotel in the world, right?
Yeah, Keonkan. That was a pretty cool one. I actually went with my brother from another mother, Joe Hatab, who is here in Japan. Anybody who's in the Arab world knows who Joe is. He's the biggest YouTuber in the Arab world. A funny story, like I met him like ages ago. He had just 30,000 subscribers. Now he has like 11 or 12 million. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube is like that. He works really hard.
How was the hotel? I mean, 1,300 years old. Obviously, the
you've
actual
never been?
Building's not
Oh,
1,300
it's really-
years old, is it?
I would say it's comparable to other really high class ryokan,
Okay.
but I think there's like a simplicity to it that I really like. I really appreciate, and I think it's because that's what they do. That's what made them such a long lasting business. They focus just on the
customer.
business. No, just on the business. No trends or anything like that. This is the episode that Peter's talking about right here. The world's oldest hotel. Yeah, it's the episode's been pretty good. I think it'll be close to. I guess it'll get to 100,000 views in the next week or so. But I think your motorcycle video one's gonna pass it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, yours has gone
Soon.
viral. Yeah.
That's pretty neat to see when a video goes viral. You click on it and you come back 10 minutes later and it's got 10,000 more views. But the actual hotel, I mean, yeah, they've obviously they're doing something right, keeping it alive for 1,300 years.
Yeah.
But what's special about it? How was the food? Are the rooms extraordinary?
The water.
What do you mean?
The water comes from the original water source from 705 AD.
Okay.
Very good water. You could tell.
So it's drinking water as well as the onsen
Everything.
water?
They don't have any water boilers. There's no water heaters. Nothing. Everything comes from that water. It's
Wow.
a cooler version of it.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
That's pretty neat.
But I think that the philosophy has been something that's been handed down from one generation to the next. Even though there's no history, it was lost in fires and tragedies. So I was kind of curious, like how they could prove this. But there were scholars that were able to find in journals when the shogun had stayed there, or when like it was written in the temples, the history. There's stuff that they found that said that there was a business here started by that original founder. It was fascinating because I think there's a confusion with that episode that it's not actually a 1,300-year-old building.
Right.
It's a business. It's
Right.
the oldest hotel. Hotel is a business.
Right.
It's not just a building. So a building could have different purposes too. But
Sure.
within that 1,300 years, they changed the purpose of the hotel a few times to different kinds of hotel that were part of what the customers wanted.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, in 705 AD, they didn't have minted coins.
Okay.
So there would be like a butsukokan, I guess you would say, like a bartering system of like rice and food for services,
Okay.
right? So they had this thing called a jisui toji, which is a place you would just go there to heal. So the farmers would farm their stuff, and then in the off season they would go here to relax
For multiple days.
for like weeks
Wow. How
and
could they
recover.
afford it?
But they had a lot of food.
Okay.
And I guess they would share the food, or we're not really sure, but he would maybe prepare food that he would sell back to the people. I don't know how the business would
they're
go.
bartering the food to be able to stay there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because they didn't have minted coins, how did you have a business in 500 or 700?
Right.
You have to have something in return, or else
Sure.
would it be a business? So
What could you barter? If that was nowadays, what would you barter with? What can you give them?
my body.
Sorry, I asked.
What was I going to say? My skills and what?
Your video
They didn't have
skills.
computers back then.
I said nowadays.
Oh, I missed that part.
That's your fantasy to just share your body.
Someone's got to be a model for the paintings on the spa back at 705. Like
Yeah.
that.
I'm sure they would love a foreigner.
Well, they did it in the old Roman days, right? They had the nude models, the statues,
Yeah.
Davide. Ooh, it's hot coffee.
And it's good coffee.
You like it?
Yeah, not too shabby. Better than from the House of Horrors vending machine.
Jason has shared your motorcycle video link. Thank you,
Thank
Jason.
you, Jason. Thanks for that.
The staff pretty much have to live. Yeah, that's a good point too. Thank you, Kelvin. The staff pretty much has to live on the spot, right? Yeah, it's a very secluded area. It's in a valley, which makes it perfect because you want to get away.
Right.
Right. They've got very good Wi-Fi, which is extraordinary. But it's kind of a place. There's not much else to do around there except for the ryokan. There's a couple of villages. There's a National Heritage Cafe up there in one of the hills. But
I love those kinds of places because, you know me and I know you, and we both get preoccupied with other things going on in our heads, and to be able to be forced into a position of just doing nothing and just relaxing, which we all need to do at some point.
Nico writes in here, I had a Christmas rant. Did I?
Did you?
I don't think so.
Easter rant.
I think it was Easter, Nico. And it wasn't a rant. You watch too much TV.
When I was in Bali last week, it was very similar to that. The place where we went to Jimbaran. There's really not a lot there. It's a proper town, but it's mostly resorts for families with kids.
Oh, that's what we did for a honeymoon. We were at the Intercontinental for
that's a beautiful with the
2 days. It was on sale. Yeah, it was on sale. We had 2 days, and then they canceled.
How romantic!
I didn't tell her that. Well, it wasn't much of a sale. Well, Bali's kind of was a lot cheaper than in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But it had points on the IHG, which is their system or whatever. So we had a hotel room, and then we had to check out. But they canceled our flight because the volcano had erupted next door in the island next door, so they couldn't take off. So they let us stay for one more night, but they gave us another room, which was not of equal value.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's less romantic.
Way
Missing
to
the
ruin a
stair.
honeymoon.
Yeah, I know. Missing the stairway. But we got to stay another day at Jimbaran, so can't
Well,
complain.
it's funny. The opposite happens to us. So I booked this flight and the resort and the airplane tickets 3 years ago, and we always go in April. So because that's when, as John mentioned earlier, the school year begins at the beginning of April. So Joji's spring break is in April, or just before that. So we always go to Bali that time of year. Booked it 3 years ago, had to cancel because of COVID. So they kept extending it, thankfully, the airline and the ryokan. And I booked 5 nights. So I booked it, and I was waiting for Joji's first day back to school so I could properly set the dates. Well, it got confusing because the flight coming home is at midnight.
Oh.
So I was like, wait, I kept counting. I was like, okay, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Okay, it's 5 nights, but wait a minute, we're leaving at midnight. Well, to make a long story long, on our last day, I finally realized, holy crap, we have to check out. Our flight is tomorrow. It's not 2 days later. So we actually only stayed 4 nights, and I paid for 5. But
Did they give you back your money?
they didn't give us back anything. No. But actually, it worked out nicely because we had a leisurely day. We still had the room all the way until 10 at night. So it wasn't so bad in the end.
Oh, well, in that case, you got to stay past the checkout time.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you just had to leave. Well, yeah, that can't be helped.
Right.
Bali was beautiful when we were there
yeah.
in 2018. We said we're going to go back again, but we never did yet.
Well, you also stayed at the Maya in Peru, right?
And, well, don't tell everybody where we stayed on our honeymoon.
I heard you stayed there. Was that true?
Well, all right, now don't put me on the spot. I might have.
Did you get a discount there too?
No. I was just looking for discounts. They don't have a point.
coupon? I've got
They don't have any points.
coupon for a free
Oh,
night.
honey, I love you so much. I decided not to use any points at all. That makes me more of a man. I had the points. I used it. Gave me a discount.
Right, you made your point.
It's just being smart.
My roast of you at your wedding is actually fitting for this.
Thank
story.
goodness no one filmed it.
I did.
You did? Well, keep it to yourself.
There were some zingers in there, man.
Yeah, we had dancing. We had all sorts of. It was pretty fun. We had the event at TY Harbor.
That's a beautiful spot.
That's a good place if you're in Tokyo and you're looking for a nice restaurant. You know, Japan. We talk about Easter and how like Japan doesn't have really at Easter much of anything going on today. Happy Easter to everybody who's just joining in now. There's not a lot of restaurants on the waterfronts.
Yeah.
You notice that? It's a total waste. There's not many on the river. There's not many on the Tokyo Bay.
It's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. I can't understand why. I think there's just a culture of not eating outside in the city because it's dirty. Maybe I can't understand it. Well, because you have 4 seasons, so spring, summer, fall, it would be perfect for sitting outside. But.
And TY Harbor, as you mentioned, is a really cool spot. There's a big boardwalk, and there's hardly anybody there that uses it. Beautiful boardwalk that they built in recent years. And it's a brewery. It's a huge brewery.
They brew their own brew.
Good
and
beer. Beautiful view.
They have a bakery inside there, so all the bread is fresh baked there too. And they have a
definitely
farm
check out
in the back.
TY Harbor.
Like. Yeah, TY. I thought it was Thai Harbor, but it's not. It's TY Harbor. That group, which is I got a bunch of people in the company, I guess. They have a couple other restaurants in the city, but that's by far the best.
The flagship. Yeah.
You can sit out on the river, watch the boats go by, and
it's a great spot.
Old warehouse. That was an old warehouse district. They converted it into something nicer. Now there's a bunch of other restaurants that are trying to profit off of there. They're the first in there. There's a few other restaurants that have come in.
Yeah, exactly.
The spot.
Well, Nike has their outlet there as well.
Oh, really?
If you're a Nike employee.
Oh.
Or have
the family sales stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess that comes because the founder of Nike had this love-hate relationship with Japan and Onitsuka Tigers. Right. You read the book, right?
I read the book. There's the Onitsuka. This has inspired me to buy some.
And you're a Portlander and you didn't buy Nike?
Well,
you bought the competitor?
I always go for the underdog. These are cool, and they're like...
This is not the underdog. This was the...
Well, not then it wasn't. It is now. But what's cool about these Onitsukas is it's like wearing socks. Have you ever worn a pair?
No.
You kind of have bare feet. I don't know if they would fit
They look like Asics.
Yeah. But, another Onitsuka.
Because they're
super
cushioning?
Comfortable. Yeah, there's cushioning. But they give you a warning tag. Do not use these for sports. These are only for leisure walking around, basically. Because they don't have that
support. What happens if someone steals your wallet and you have to chase them down?
Borrow somebody's shoes. I don't know. We're in Japan. That would never happen.
Who is the president of Nike?
Phil Knight.
Phil Knight came to Japan in the 1970s, 60s or 70s?
60s, yeah.
In the 60s. That's a really good book. It's called Shoe Dog. I read it and I gave it to him. Oh, really? Gonna give it back to me?
Well, if you want it back, yeah.
You can pass it on to somebody who needs it.
What's really cool though is, he's a great storyteller. It's so well written.
You think he wrote it himself or had a ghostwriter?
Well, I think his editor probably helped him a bit, but it's very humorous.
It's very well written, yeah.
Yeah, and what really resonated with me is because I'm from Portland, so he's coming to Japan and he's talking about places in Tokyo and the business ethics here, and I can connect with that. And then he's also talking about Portland and all these places that he was frequenting, the bars that are still there in downtown Portland, and the highways that he drove on, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. I mean, I really, really connected with it.
So you knew all those spots?
Yeah.
See, I didn't, but he had described it so well, I probably would had I lived from that area.
Right.
But what I did recognize was all of the anecdotes from Japan.
Yep.
From Kobe, from the factories,
right.
From that era, which I thought was fascinating, when Japan was a great manufacturing country, and the shoes were all made here. The best shoes were made in Japan in that era, right? You get shoes made in Taiwan, and you had the Taiwanese shoes were just not the same. Onitsuka was just such an amazing shoe. It was such an amazing brand back then, and he modeled them after that company, and then I think because of his genius in marketing, I don't think Nike's much better than the other companies. Well, I think they're better in marketing.
Yeah, and he aligned himself with really switched on people. He got I think he admitted he got really lucky with the people he found.
Yeah.
They were all in the Portland area.
He got in touch with the Jared Leto, right? who's that runner guy from Portland?
Oh,
Leto?
Fontaine?
Oh, Fontaine.
Fontaine, yeah.
Okay, I
Fontaine.
thought Jared Leto played him in the movie.
Right. Yeah, he was a superstar runner for the University of Oregon. Yeah, cool book, and just a great story about the history and how it all tied in, how it. He was the Onitsuka, he was the sales guy for Onitsuka.
I read that over the pandemic. That's why it's kind of good memory. Now that movie Air is coming out with Matt Damon and.
Is that about related to Nike?
Yeah, Phil goes to try to recruit Michael Jordan. He doesn't give up. It's part of in his book too.
Well, there's lots of cool stuff, and Wieden and Kennedy was Nike's ad agency.
Oh,
worldwide, well-known ad agency, Wieden and Kennedy. And actually, Dan Wieden died recently, but they're the ones who were really instrumental in Nike's really taking rocketing into stratosphere.
Thank you, Norman. Blue Bottle Akihabara shut down.
That's weird. So I must have been there when they were closing up rather than installing.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
Cheers.
So this has a waffle on it, your Onitsuka?
No.
They kind of, so I guess he couldn't do waffles because
Try
Nike.
to get that in your coffee.
Dude. Okay, I think we got the picture. Yeah, alright, so it's different.
Sorry.
Are you? Yeah. All right, Michael. Thanks for watching here. Affleck plays Phil Knight. Wait. So then, who does Damon play? Because I only saw a clip of it where he goes to talk to Jordan's mom, who was the business manager. She's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And even though I think he was going to go with Adidas or something, he went down, talked to Jordan's mom, and convinced her to go with the little guy, and it became the best thing ever. For that. So that's interesting. It has nothing to do with Easter. Happy Easter.
Yeah, I wonder if Phil celebrates Easter. He must. He's Catholic. He's definitely celebrating Easter. Phil.
Yeah, nice pivot.
Happy Easter, Mr. Knight.
If you need a voice narrator guy for Nike.
Yes, please. And actually, you know what? They have a claymation type studio in Portland, which Phil Knight's son is the CEO. Phil Knight's one of the backers.
Well, you're a local talent. You should tell him.
Yeah, I should.
You're the little guy.
Okay. Maybe I will.
Maybe you should.
What's the anime? The animation famous one? Something string. Somebody's string. He plays a shamisen with one missing string or something. I forget the name of it. What's the name of that? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That was produced by that Phil Knight owned
Interesting.
animation house in Portland.
Interesting. So as we wrap this up here, is there anything else you want to add? So there are 3 points in why Easter has not been a really big holiday here. The first one is that it's
Or recapping. I hope you guys all took notes. Let's test them on it.
I'm not going to test them.
Professor John.
I can't even remember what I said. Tim writes in here, back in the 70s, we called waffle Nike stompers. Nike's waffle stompers. Yes, I remember. It wasn't just in the 70s. I remember that
term.
in the
I remember that term, the waffle stompers.
I remember that as well. I remember the shoes having the waffles because when I was running in high school, it would leave the waffle prints in the mud and stuff, so you could tell who had the Nikes. And Sakura had the triangles or something, I think. Try to compete off of the waffles. Yeah, that was a good time. Kubo is the anime.
Kubo, that's it. Kubo is something string.
And the 2 strings.
Yeah, Kubo and the 2 strings. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great story too, by the way. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
So the 3 points were that 1, the dates for Easter are constantly changing, so that makes it really hard for marketing to do that. Number 2, it's that at the time of year where there are a bunch of other festivals and holidays going on, including the brand new.
Let's keep track.
I thought that was a different finger. There were other holidays going on here, so it makes it real hard for it to compete against the Japanese holidays. And the third one is that there's a lot of religious meaning behind it, and that might be really hard for the Japanese to comprehend and what Easter actually is. Is it with rabbits and eggs, or does it have something to do with Jesus?
Watch your mouth. We'll be testing you on this on the next live stream, so we hope you take notes, and we'll see you next time.
I wasn't going to just end like that. We got to walk back to Akihabara.
Oh, my bike's there, right?
Right, so we got to keep going.
Right.
All right, so I guess that's the official end to the Easter one. Do we go into bonus? Is this bonus time? I don't have to shut off the stream. What do you think? I gotta walk back now.
Does Prism start charging you after X number of...
I don't know. I hope not.
Well, it's a beautiful day to be walking around.
It is a nice day. I got a lot of stuff I gotta finish up today. Went up to that 1,000-year-old Sakura tree in Fukushima. I did that, and I filmed an episode in there. I told you the A1 camera, the Sony A1, I resurrected it, and then it died again.
Oh dear.
I got...
How fitting Easter.
It was very... How does that have to do with Easter?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello? What the heck does that have to do with Easter?
Resurrected.
Oh, okay.
Rose from the dead.
Yeah, and then it doesn't work now. So I'm gonna do what a lot of people do in this situation. For some... no, I'm not gonna punt. For some reason, I think if I open it up, the answer will obviously come to me, and I'll be able to fix the camera myself if I just open up the camera. So I built those little teeny screwdrivers to open up the body of it.
Okay.
But obviously, it's gonna go wrong, and I'm probably gonna lose some screws and break it more. If that's even possible.
Well, I recommend you put out like a white sheet and put
Okay.
all the parts on there. So you can
Is there any
clearly see
purpose
them.
in me doing it? Will I be able to recognize, like, oh, this cable's loose?
You might be able
I have to put that cable in. I
What
just
could
put
have-
it in and it
what
works.
could have possibly gone wrong? It fell in the water, right?
It fell in the water. Sony wouldn't fix it because they said that there was, I don't know. I couldn't do the translation. Maybe corrosion. I can't. Not a lot of water got in there.
Well,
But then
I would-
I got a silicone gel and got all the water out of it. But I don't know if it left anything behind. But then the camera started to work perfectly, right?
And then what happens when it stopped working again? What was
I
the-
took the camera to Fukushima. I drove up 3.5 hours. When I got to Fukushima, I tried to turn it on and it didn't work.
Okay.
So it could have been the jostling of the camera in
But it
the
shouldn't,
bag.
it shouldn't. So what I would do is, open it up, take a hair dryer, and blast it to really dry it out. But also check all the contacts in there, see if there is some corrosion. But my guess is it's probably internal water. They're not watertight. So some water probably got deep in and has caused some connections to the contacts are not connecting properly. So
Tortora Poco, I did something better than rice. I put it in silica gel, which is way more absorbent than rice. So that's not an issue. But the camera was I took it straight with that's my fault. I took it straight to Sony the same day that it fell into the water. I should have dried it out and then taken it to Sony. Because Sony then put it into a plastic bag. It was Friday, and it sat in this plastic bag with all the water in it through the
Getting all
weekend.
humid and-
Yeah,
oh, man.
and then they contacted me a week later and said, yeah, no. Then I got all the water off and it worked, except the monitor was broken. So I unscrewed the monitor and I bought a Atomos Shinobi, which is just the monitor. Which is, I think it was a couple
Sounds
$100
like a
bucks.
medical condition.
It does. And that turned out to be perfect. I could see the monitor by using the external monitor, and it looked like a professional camera again. And then a couple days ago, it just stopped.
Well, and that's a
Can you hold
super
this?
expensive
I can't.
camera, right?
I gotta put the.
How
yeah,
many
it's.
thousands for that?
I'm not gonna tell.
Body.
I'm not gonna mention it.
Let me guess. Just say higher or lower. 4,000.
I'm not gonna play that game.
5,000.
They could just look it up. You know how much it is. You did the commercial promoting the camera 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was your voice in there.
Yeah.
In fact, you knew about the camera
Sony
before
only
they.
hires the best.
He knew about the camera before everybody else, and you wouldn't give me any information about it.
I did, if you remember correctly.
I didn't
It was
want to
all-
say that.
It was an NDA.
I don't want to give you and get you in trouble.
It was a gentleman's agreement, NDA.
But you did give me specific details,
Yes,
did you?
I did. Yes,
Oh,
I
did you?
And that influenced your buying that camera. Sony, you're welcome.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm
I
not
would have gotten it
drinking yours,
anyway.
am
I
Was
can't
yours
remember.
almost empty?
Yeah. I'm not drinking this then, because you just dump it here. What? I use the sewer. I dump stuff down there all the time. Is that bad? Somebody says you're only supposed to do rainwater in there. Well, this is made from rainwater.
Drains all go to the same place.
Yeah, it's just purified and goes out to the river. And coffee's organic, isn't it? You want to throw this in the 7-Eleven?
Yeah, actually. Oh, give it to me.
Well, yeah, because I got it. What? Well,
That's
yeah,
the agreement.
if I buy it, you throw it away.
What's 7-Eleven going to say about seeing
Well, don't
Starbucks
show
come into
them.
their
Make
shop?
it look like it's one of their coffees. I don't think they care. Oh, can you throw this away too? Just hide it. Look, don't look so guilty. You look at your face. You look guilty. Confidence. Look like you're supposed to be here. Why do you get the hoodie on? That's even more suspicious. It's taking so long.
That was weird.
Oh,
They have
look,
sinks.
he's coming after us.
They have sinks in there that are all sealed.
What? So customers can't use it? Kind of. Wow.
Bizarre.
That's a little weird. That's really odd.
Always good to be in Akihabara.
Yeah, it's a nice day for it, and it's glad that a lot of people could come and join us for this episode.
Special Easter episode.
Yeah, there's some pictures of the old Mansebashi station right here. Check that out.
Old bullet train.
Yeah, that's the original Hitachi Zero, I think, isn't it? The first one. Look at the statue of, looks like a Meiji era general. This is before World War II. That's interesting, and you can
Look,
see
they're all in kimono.
They're all in kimono, yeah.
Wow. That's how you know it's authentic. All the
Yeah, everyone's
everybody's
walking around in
even the
kimono
kid,
outside here.
child in a.
This is
little
so Taisho era.
kimono. Look at this guy's floating. That must be the Buddha.
I think
He's
there's
got white shoes on.
yeah. I think a lot of people know about the history on how World War II started and the pressure that mounted for Japan in the Taisho era. There was too much westernization and stuff.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
right here, this is where we were just looking for the blue bottle. This is the bridge.
Right.
Right.
Underneath there, you can see it's still the same.
And up here is the Sobu line that runs by.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That hasn't changed at all.
That's cool.
But I've been listening to the audio book about the Pacific Crucible by Toll, the author.
Mhm.
It's a well narrated audio book,
Okay.
and runs on the history and how the Taisho era after Meiji was so Western, it really made a lot of the conservatives upset. So there was this pushback at how they used the Emperor Hirohito to be almost like a pawn, and how he didn't fight back. He was just too,
Right.
dare I say, weak.
Don't dare.
I did, but that created a lot of issues, and they took over, became almost like a police state.
This is an audiobook, you say?
Yeah, it's like 8 long. It goes
Wow.
all the way from the history of the Navy all the way through, and then goes through the battles. I'm in the middle of it right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
I would be too judgmental about the narrators, I think, to use audiobooks. That's hard.
It's a hard job. 18-hour audiobook.
That's a slog.
You can't mistake the words either.
Well, you have to self-edit it. But does it, and the hardest thing about doing audiobooks, and I started narrating doing audiobooks, is if there are multiple characters in the book, you have to maintain those accents for those characters.
Yeah.
So you have to catalog it, you have to remember what voice you're using for this guy, and it's nightmarish. You have to really go slowly and methodically.
That's
through
right,
it.
Nico. The Ian Toll's Pacific Crucible. It's a long book, but I started off with volume 1. These are the doorstop types of books. It's really big. So it's good to listen in the car. I got 7 hours of it when I was driving to Fukushima and back. All right. Well, thanks so much, Peter,
Yeah.
for joining us on
Thank
this
you, guys.
episode about Akihabara. No, it was about Easter, but it turned a little bit into Akihabara.
A little bit. Yeah, we kind
Any
of-
final comments on Easter in Japan? What are you going to do on this special
Well, I
day?
remember there's three points. Let me see if I remember them. One, I don't remember them.
Okay, good. Then we succeeded. Well,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a nice day, and I'll see you another live stream probably tomorrow morning as we talk a little bit more about all the stuff that's going on in Japan. Next episode will be a chicken farm, and then after that I have that 1,000-year-old Sakura tree, which is a pretty cool story. It's massive. The whole town is just centered around this one tree. So that would be a nice, interesting episode. Take care.
All right, bye, guys.